Hello, everyone, and welcome me back to another Voxedit Thursday morning one where we do Voxedit live tutorials with me, PandaFox. Sorry, I was running a few minutes late. I do apologize. Got here as quick as possible. Had to get my cup of tea sorted. Red Eye Blue Aqua, how are you doing? Did you manage to sort the issue? Is it working, or do I still need to try and fix, like, change some stuff about, try and get it fixed? But we do have a fun tutorial for Voxedit today. I will answer any and all your questions regarding Voxedit Sandbox to the best of my obvious ability. But yeah, so today's episode we are going to be dealing with collisions. I'm going to be showing you how you can make an asset and then break that asset apart to avoid collisions within the Sandbox Game Maker. Yay! There we go. The crowd is happy. The crowd loves it. Beautiful. So the first thing we need to do... Okay, crowd needs to be quiet now. The first thing we need to do is we need to think of what we're going to make. Now, I had a few options in mind. I could make a chair and show you guys how I would go about making just a standard chair and how you would break that down. We don't need to be doing anything super detailed. Things like bookcases and all of that doesn't really matter because they're just one big block. But things like a sofa definitely do. Hey, I love Scotch! Thanks for the 2 USD, I appreciate that. I really like how on Restream, it tells me, it does like it explains what emote you're doing. So it literally goes Shiba dog with big smile on his face, tilting his head. Like, it literally describes what you've put. I really love that. On uploading your assets into Marketplace. Okay, so right now, only people within the Sandbox Creator Fund, so artists within the Creator Fund, can upload pre-approved assets to the Marketplace. Now, in the future, absolutely everybody will be able to upload to the Marketplace. There are 2 different types of assets within the Sandbox Marketplace. We have just the normal assets that you see, and then you see the assets up for sale. Uploading to the Marketplace or sending for approval where it gets shown on the Marketplace is completely free. However, when it comes to minting your assets, there is an obvious charge like there is with any minting process. Now, right now, that varies quite a bit in price and can be a little bit expensive. However, Sandbox are going to be moving over to Polygon at some point, and that gas cost in minting will be significantly reduced. So yes, there is a cost to mint your assets. There is no cost for actually having them uploaded to Marketplace. And as I've said before, only pre-approved assets on the Creator Fund can be uploaded. Hey, people! Panda is live. Panda is live. I am live. Woo! Yay! Cheering. Right, there's a few more people in here, so I'll just quickly go over what it is that we have planned to do today. I'll get some suggestions for you guys if you want me to make a certain thing to break down. But pretty much we're going to be dealing with collisions. Panda, why would you do this to you? What? Why would I do what to you? What did I do to you? So yeah, it's about collisions. What do you guys want me to make to show you how to break something down for collisions? I was thinking making like just a standard chair to show you how I would go about making that chair and then breaking it down. Or we can do something that you guys would like to see me make, but why is Magical Vox better Voxedit? Why is Magical Voxel better than Voxedit? I mean, I don't use Magical Voxel. There are definitely things that I've seen with Magical Voxel which is better. But I mean, each to their own. I only use Voxedit. This is the time I normally go to bed. I'll be back on later. This is the tutorial series. If you don't need to know about collisions, come back later. But also, this is only an hour long. So you can go to sleep, don't worry. You can watch the replay. It'll be on YouTube or you can watch it on Twitch if you really, really want. But YouTube's a better place to watch replays because ads there. Stupid question, sorry. It's not a stupid question. I mean, the thing is, so I don't know that much about Magica Voxel because I don't use it. What I do know is that one of the developers from Magica Voxel is helping to improve Voxedit, which is why we've got that collaboration stuff going on where you can straight up just import over. I do know there's features like on Magica Voxel where you don't need to have to keep reloading the color palette. You can color the whole thing without needing to go in and out. I like that. I've seen people use that and I've been like, I really should use Magica Voxel to use that. But I don't. But anyway, let's get into this. So I pretty much don't use the modeler. The modeler is used for making pretty much simple entities, much like these kind of things. Very boxy, anything that doesn't really need to be broken down. I pretty much just use the animator for everything now. The animator doesn't mean that you need to actually be doing animations. It just means it's a place where you can also just rig things up. So if you've got multiple models, you can rig them all together in here. But anyway, we're going to do create new assets, and I need to be in the right one. Where's my Thursday tutorials? Here we go, Thursday morning. And I'm going to call this collisions in case you guys want me to do more on the collisions, and I'm going to call this chair. Do you know how I can buy land? Okay, I might as well quickly go over this while I'm here. So, number one, Sandbox staff will never ever DM you. So don't, if you get a message from someone who looks like a Sandbox staff member or saying that they are, and you didn't DM them first, then they're most likely a scam and definitely report them. We also won't ever send you DMs about land sales or airdrops or anything like that. It will all be done through proper channels, announcements on Discord, on their Twitter. It'll be done in a legitimate way that you should be able to see. Now, regarding the Sandbox land sale, see that's at 1 PM UTC, you will need both sand and Ethereum. Ethereum for the gas fee, sand is for purchasing. You can only buy land with sand. Literally, you need sand to buy the land. A standard 1x1 plot is 1011 sand, and a 1x1 premium plot is 4683 sand. The difference is the premium plots come with limited edition NFTs. Tell me I didn't win 1 BT from that Sandbox staff member. I am telling you that. You definitely didn't. You definitely didn't. We don't even deal with Bitcoin. You know that. I know you're joking, but like we don't deal with Bitcoin. So please. I know Sandbox makes sale 2 hours later. What do you think about this? Can I buy it or not? Bot win. Okay, so they have stated, I don't know, I don't look into that sort of thing, but stated they have not seen any evidence that bots are buying lands. You need to remember there is a very small amount of land for literally thousands of people clicking at the same time. Good to be wired up to your internet. Don't use Wi-Fi. Actually be connected to your router. Fiber is better, but still do it. So what do you mean they make sale 2 hours later? Do you mean the auctions they do? The auctions they do are just like an extension to sales. If you mean like people reselling, then that's up to them. People will resell. I've done it before. I've been lucky in previous land sales where I've purchased 2 lands in a sale, so I've decided to flip one. For like double the price that I paid for, so I could buy another land in the next sale. Now it's getting incredibly hard. Didn't stand a chance in the last land sale. I barely blinked and everything was gone. Make sure, oh, and another good one, so these are my top tips. Number 1, make sure you're signed into MetaMask before the sale. Make sure you're actually logged into your MetaMask before the sale. Also, do not refresh the page. Do not refresh as the counter's going down, and do not refresh when it's happened. Don't refresh thinking, I'm going to reload this page, because what happens is, sometimes because there's a lot of people on the site, it's high traffic, sometimes the page doesn't recognize certain lands have been purchased, so it will show that it's available, and if you manage to click on it and buy it, because the information hasn't caught up to it, then you will end up with a failed transaction. So do not refresh the page. Stay on the page. Now, if I make a museum and I put a Picasso picture, is that legal? I don't think so. Sandbox is very much against copyright infringement, but I don't know about that per se. I just would stay away from doing anything copyrighted. But anyway, we're going to start here. We're already 15 minutes in and I've created nothing. So the reason I do everything over on the animator is because I can just do new VXM and make my model here, and then it's already in the right file. I don't then have to go over to the animator, open up a new folder, like start a new folder, and then import a whole bunch of stuff. I can just do it all from here. The other really, sorry, I really need to drink this tea before it gets too cold. Last time I drank very cold tea and I was not happy. Also have the lamp pot open already that you want ready to click on. Yeah, that's also a good one, although it will do like a little mini refresh, so it might not work that well, but yeah, having that. And be fast. Just pretty much be fast. I would also suggest putting your gas, like when MetaMask comes up and it's like transaction fees, to click advanced options and put the gas on high, because it will go up. Gas will go up, so if you want that to go through, put it on high. But it will keep that land booked for, I think, an hour or so. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. Anyway, the first thing you should always do is create a child node off of the root and call this like control node or main node, control, just something. And then everything that you do after that should come off of this control node. Everything should come off of this control node. You don't want to be doing a bunch of children nodes from the root. You want them coming off of the control node. What we're going to do is, I said I'm going to make a chair, so we're going to go new and go chair. I've done multiple chairs, so I feel like we're going to be okay, me quickly showing you, and if that you've got suggestions that you would like to see, then you can let me know. Right, so height, I want it to be quite a high chair, tall chair, not a high chair for babies, but chair. Width is pretty good. Depth doesn't need to be that much. There we go. Hey, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mirror tool on right here, and we put the there, right there. Then I'm going to grab the face tool. I'm just going to pull these up. One is probably tall enough. And who wants to throw out a colour suggestion? Brock, have a really good sleep. Hopefully I'll see you later this evening. Can you please explain what collisions are? Yes. So when you open up to create an asset, you see this box that we're working in. This is our bounding box. imagine it like an invisible box that your item sits inside, and that acts as a collision. So everything made in this is sort of inside this invisible box. So if we do up here, trim to volume, it shrinks it to fit from widest point to widest point. So collision is, if I make this chair, I'll show you what it will look like. Does nobody thrown out a color suggestion? So I'm just going to do. Oh, hello. Oh. That down. About 28 is the right height for a chair, I think. I could be wrong. Might need it to be a little bit smaller. That one on. Back here. That one. Well. Yeah. And here. So I'm not doing super detailed. I just kind of wanted to show you what it would look like. We're not going for pretty asset, we're going for standard asset. Of this channel, I missed the play to earn game video review games. I will be going back to them. So the thing is, I did get hired by the Sandbox to be their Voxedit community manager, which means a lot of my time recently has been going to doing work for them. The YouTube videos, like the reviews and everything, will be coming back. 100%. The focus will probably be a little bit more geared towards the sandbox because I'm in that space more, so it's a lot easier for me to incorporate that easier. But yeah, I will be, Clement, I will be going back more towards that. Yeah. Don't worry, they will be coming back. Appreciate the feedback. Into something not there. Yeah. So collision, bumping into something not there. So what we're going to do now, we've done our basic chair. I am pretty sure that this is a little bit too tall, but it doesn't really matter for what we're doing. So I've trimmed it so it goes from widest point to widest point. So from this height right out to here. And going to center it. So we go to our pivot. We're setting to floor. So it's perfectly centered. And then from our control node, we're going to do chair. We're going to move our chair right here. So now when I hover over it, you can see that there's this box around it. So in the game, if an avatar jumps on top of this, they're going to be stood on top of that invisible box. They'll be stood up here, like pretty much in thin air, right up here. That's, you know, not gonna look great. What we're going to do is break this down, and the best way to do this is to go over to our library, and all we're going to do is clone the chair. I'm gonna call this back. I'm gonna clone side 1 and side 2, and that should be enough. And then all I'm going to do is child nodes off of the main chair, call this back, side 1 and side 2. So all of these will now be attached to this chair. I move them, got back, side 1 and side 2. So there's actually all of those right here. If I hover over, see, they're all there, on there. They're all in the exact same place. All we're going to do now is start breaking this down. So I'm going to go to back first. And because it's back, all we want is this back bit. So we're going to take this anything there, we're trimming it down. We're just left with this. We can see the ghost. I can take that off so we don't see the ghost. You want to just make sure everything's nice and neat. Goes back on so we can see that's there. And then we trim volumes. Make sure you trim your volumes. Now, there are occasions you will want to move the pivot, but for this instance, we don't want to. There's no, like, rigging, like, we're not doing any animation on this or anything like that. And an important note to make is the moment you do any form of animation, even if you've broken up your collision bounding boxes perfectly, it will then put a collision over the entire project. So now we've done that, we go out, save, and now we just have, if I just hover over the back, now you can see there's just this little box over that one. We're going to do the same for side 1. We are going to delete the entire back bit. All of that gets deleted, and then side 1 will be this side. So we're going to go all down here, grab this and that. Once again, make sure you go up to trim volumes. We don't need to move our pivot because this is in the perfect place. Now, we do have this little square here that could pose a little issue, but because it's only 2 voxels wide, it's not that big of a deal. Really, for me personally, you may want to just trim this, like, side 1A, side 1B, and trim this side as well. But for me, I'm just going to leave it like that because it's such a small piece that if an avatar jumped on top of it, it wouldn't look too drastically awful. And side 2. I'm going to, once again, do all of this fun stuff. There. Go to the back. All the way down. Trim that. Save. And then we just have the main chair. So with the main chair, all we're doing now is we're going to just keep pretty much, well, we're going to delete everything that we've deleted off of the other one. That gets deleted. This whole side deleted off right there. Trim. Now we're just left with the seat. And then we click that. And now, as we hover over each section, we can see these boxes are perfectly cut down and broken. I mean, like I said, we could do this in 2 separate pieces. So all you would do is break down side 2. You do a clone of that, call that side 2B, and maybe do a child node coming off of this, but off of the main chair. Hope this has helped you guys. I would also suggest going over to the name of the animation and just renaming it Idle 01 and leaving that. I have mentioned before that about everything needing a single keyframe. That's if you're making static animations, and if you do any other animations, even if they're static stills, they will cause a collision box over the entire asset, making what we've just done pretty much pointless. But on the plus side, you can also turn collisions off within the game maker. So, but then a lot of the time that means you've got to place something there that is going to act as a collision. So there's some of the trees, the old trees that used to be made just all in one model. They're not split apart. So if you wanted to walk next to the trunk, you wouldn't be able to because the tree is very, very, like, the foliage is wide. So people usually turn the collision off of the tree, then get a lamppost, make the lamppost invisible, place the lamppost inside the tree trunk, and do it that way. So you've got to bear that in mind if you have things that don't have the collision, or you want to create multiple animations but don't want the collisions there. You're going to have to bear that in mind. is one thing I strongly suggest as well. If you intend to sell certain things that you have as that you create as NFTs, you want to make it as easy for the person purchasing them to use as possible. So if they don't know about collisions, or if something has animations, they need to, and they don't want that collision bounding box around it, it's best to make things as simple as possible for people purchasing. And we have half an hour, so what do you guys want? This took hardly any time. You want me to go over the steps again? Hey, we did this so fast. Hey. But like, yeah, what can I do for you guys? I can show you some what static stills are if you don't know. Because I've got quite a few that I've done like that. It's a kitchen table. So you see, I've got idle, messy, and tidy. There's no actual animations playing. These are just statics. But because there's more than one, they need to have one keyframe. Each one of these lines is one keyframe. And so if you've got anything more than just idle, everything needs to be on one keyframe. And it's super easy to do all of this. All you would do is set up your display how you want it to look. You would move your keyframe to 1 and you would press this little diamond shape right there. Hey, DJ Edge, DJ EJ. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. I kind of like calling you DJ. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm almost certain that's. I thought I did a tweet earlier today saying good morning to everyone. Did my good morning tweet not go out? D-Raj? Ah, or you can call me D-Raj. DJ EJ. DJ EJ. I like it. Oh. It didn't send. Well, that sucks. I spent ages. Can you explain snap asset placing, please? So that's more game maker, or do you mean like usually for asset placing, it goes off of the root. So if you're making something like a picture frame or a wall item, this is why it's important to have a control node. What's Gizmo? What? What's Gizmo? Where are you seeing this? Where does it say that? Where have you found that? From the animator to the modeler or vice versa. So you can't move things from the animator to the modeler. The animator is like your final point of call. The modeler to the animator, yes. What's Gizmo? Where are you seeing that control setting? When I make stairs on a house. Oh, yeah, on about like in Game Maker. Okay, so if you're doing snap in Game Maker, you hold shift. All I know is you hold shift for Game Maker. Does it mean shit? Is that in the game? Oh, let's have a look. But yeah, Game Maker. So just in settings. Okay. Settings controls, yeah. Okay, so settings, controls. What's Gizmo? What's Gizmo? What's Gizmo? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Not a clue. But you can snap by pressing shift. As an example, if I grab, oh, that tree's great. If I grab this tree and get the arrow and I hold shift, it will snap. See? Whereas I don't hold shift and I can move it however I want. I can get the rotate. I can rotate it like this. If I hold shift, it will snap at 45 degrees. Wow, my game maker loads so fast. It's my new PC. It's my new awesome PC that I love. And it's so quiet, it makes no sound. Like literally, I don't even know when it's turned on. But this is why, well, that is also the reason where having a control node is super important, because the snapping and the movement goes off of where the root is. So if you've got a wall object and you've created a bunch of stuff, maybe piping where you've done multiple things, you're obviously going to want that pipe to be rotated and moved or placed on the back of the pipe. Or a wardrobe feature, or even this. This would make sense to be at the back. So if I get hold of my control node, I can then move that, be placed. That's placed perfectly against that line. And I've moved the entire thing. Now it rotates there. Node, as you call it, think is the gizmo. I don't think it is. I think gizmo is shift. I think gizmo is shift. Because it wouldn't be plus control node because you're not adding a control node there. But yeah, that's why you have that there. Things like most things will want to be centered. So like this table, control node centered. But if you have if I didn't have a control node, I would have to move the table, and if I've got it coming off of the root, this is why having nodes is important, parent nodes and child nodes. Good, good examples of these is things like the templates that you can see. So we have the root, then we have the controller. Coming from the controller, we have the hip, and then all the way down here, I have my sparkle node. So that's all my fairy dust stuff that comes off of that. But from the hip, we have the belly and the chest. Then the chest has a bunch of different child nodes. It has the head, where I've also added the eye winks. We have the arms, where one arm goes into the forearm, and then the hand are all child nodes from the arm. So it goes off of what would move what. So if I move my arm, the rest of my arm comes with me, but I can move my hand independently from this part of my arm, and I can move, but if I move this, my hand moves with my forearm. I know, I just think it's weird that it says gizmo, like to snap, it says whatever plus gizmo. But yeah, to do snap placements, just press shift and use your mouse to move it. I need some more to that cup of tea. It was really, really good, and now it's made me feel a little bit ill. Not gonna lie. Hey, Voxel Thrasher, how you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go grab water real quick. Hey, you probably heard my chair before you even heard me. It's so squeaky. This. All I need to do is just push on it. It makes so much noise. It's 4 AM where you are? Goodness, you're up early. What are you doing? Are you getting up for the land sale? Is that why you're awake? But anyway, this is the fairy. If you weren't here before, this is the fairy that won the vote to be made into a special NFT giveaway for you guys. Have you done any tutorials on animating assets or how to make them move? Did we? Yeah. So my last tutorial, so I've been putting the Thursday tutorial ones in a separate playlist. So if you find the playlist Thursday tutorials, I believe last episode we did animation. So yeah, you can check those out, and on almost all of my streams at some point there is talk about animating. The daily grind 9 to 5, but you're up at 4. Who wakes up at 4? I used to wake up at 4 when I had to work at a pub, and that was like really, really early mornings. I had to be there before it opened. That's the only time. Daily grind 9 to 5, you should be waking up at like 8. Unless you've got a really long drive. But yeah, this is what won, so I'll go through the animations for anybody that didn't see them. So we got attack. Obviously, I've added these wings well to the small child. We got act, attack. We got death. We got death pose. We have fairy, so she goes up and flies up and lands. We have hello, sort of like jumps and waves. Then Idol 01, doing that thing. Idol 02 is just sort of flying in the air. Interact, just talking, jump, kiss, so she blows a kiss. Little winky wink. Run. Sit. That. No actual animation, she's just that. Sneeze. Sneeze out some fairy dust. And I quite like her little closing her eyes for it. And walk. How long left to the land sale? How long left until it starts? There's a counter on the site. There's like literally a counter on the site right now if you go to it. 2 hours and 15 minutes and 52, 51, 50 seconds, 49 seconds, 48 seconds, 47 seconds, 46 seconds. I could do this not all day. I won't. So this is from the template before it had a bunch of new animations, but so if you go to the small humans, they've got a whole bunch of other animations, and I wasn't going to add all of them. I couldn't import them over to this because I had given her wings. So she was unlocked and I'd given her wings, so it wasn't recognizing all the nodes, so it wasn't letting me import those over. So the ones like attack, death pose, idle 01, jump, run, and walk are all what she already had. The only thing I did on those was I edited her wings. So I made her wings move differently. Attack, I made her wings sort of like jump in and do that. Death pose, wait, not that one. Where she falls, I made her wings sort of like twitch a little bit. Or her, for her jump, I also sort of flapped the wings back a little. Run, I made her wings flap as well. But yeah, everything else I did. So Fairy 01 is one I did. Idol 01 Hello is one I did myself, because beforehand they have one that's like Salute, which is like waving hello. But when I started her, she didn't have that. Are we still able to unlock the medium-sized avatar in the template? Oh, so many people need to be educated on this. Thank you so much for mentioning that. So, medium humans and avatars are completely different. Medium humans are NPCs. You can unlock those the way I've shown you before. If you don't know how, I do have YouTube tutorials on how to unlock the templates. Now, avatars and equipment pieces, so head, chest, arms, legs, blades, I think shields as well, and anything that is classed as equipment, the moment you unlock those, the way that you do it for any of these other templates, it will no longer be equipment, and it works the same with avatars. Avatars are currently disabled for a bunch of updates when they come back. I don't know whether they would have changed things, but avatars, if you unlock them, they will change to NPCs. They will not be avatars. Why are you saying sorry? You don't need to be sorry. Stop saying sorry. Asking questions doesn't mean you need to be sorry. Where at the site on the map, there's, if you go to the Sandbox site, you go to map and there's a timer, and it will only load the area of the map that's up for sale or will be up for sale. But yeah, so what's here? Small human, medium, large, giant, small mammal, all of these. I'm not too sure about mounted mammal, whether that's got a different thing. I think this is still classed as an NPC. So I don't think you can, like, it. I think you can unlock that, but I've not really played about with the mounted yet. But all of these are just NPCs. You can't play as them. They're not avatars. The avatar is an avatar. Unlocking it will turn it into an NPC. The same for the headpiece, chest piece, and all of these. Unlocking those will take the equipment tag off of them, and you won't be able to use them as equipment. They'll be called entities. To know the difference, when you go to upload, or when you go to put it into your inventory, I think, yeah, I've got equipment. So, there we go. So, well, number one, it will have type equipment. I'll have a little sword next to it, and you'll even be able to see that on here. See how that's got a little sword right there. Everything else has where's to say entity. I think even for avatars, have I done an avatar? Yeah, so for the avatars, it will be behaviors avatar, and it'll show up as an avatar. I don't believe he is. You mean Game Dizzy? Big Vox Bear, I think is Game Dizzy. No, I don't believe so. Are you asking that because of the videos that he creates? I believe he just creates the videos because he wants to create the videos like I did. How can we give attributes to our character while uploading on the marketplace before sending for approval? Okay, so I will show you guys, but the reason that I avoid showing is because the current process is not how it's going to be when it's made public. The showing you seems a little bit pointless because there's no need for you to do it that way, or really a need for you to do it right now because it's not open to the public. Is the option we choose on uploading on the site determine the asset type? I see avatar on the list. It won't change it to avatar though. You know, if I did giant human and chose avatar, that's not going to make him an avatar. Only the avatars make them avatars. As of now, I don't know if there'll be changes to this in the future. They're still updating Voxedit, like they're still updating Game Maker. So this sort of stuff could change. I do know that they do hope to be able to make it so you can use different ones of these as avatars. I thought Big Bear Vox was game. No. Well, I don't think so, but who knows? I'll have a little look real. Oh yeah, it's a different person. Didn't realise that. Just computer. Well, they're very good stuff. But I don't believe they work for Sandbox, no. Can you help me animate a rope? I have set up the constraints and the rope moves like a rope, but the movement is out of control. By out of control, wait. Did you use NPC and N, not M. N. Bless me. Game Maker, but you lose the option to add equipment as swords and stuff. Yeah, I think there's some bits there, but it's not there. But right now, like, it's just avatars. Without attributes, I'm not able to send my no. You can't send your asset for approval because you're not on the creator fund. Is why you can't send your asset for approval. It's nothing to do with gems and catalyst. Like, only people within the creator fund can send pre-approved assets for approval. Like, that's literally it. But sure, I'll show you what you need to do. I've shown people before. You're still not going to be able to send it for approval. So you would, at the current moment, right now, this process is not how it's going to be when it's made public. Also, if I remember correctly, and I might not be, but if I'm remembering correctly, that currently the way the gems and everything work is not fully implemented. So they're there, but they're not fully implemented to work exactly how they will work when it's further along in development. But let's choose something that's unpublished. Here we go. Actually, I can't choose that one. Choose Raffi. Alright, so we got Raffi. So you have to find it in your inventory. You have to find it in your inventory, go to the URL, and type in attributes. It will bring it up. You would then select, and you would then drag over, and then press continue, and then it will go over to, if I make Raffi rare, he's defense, and probably, in fact, he wouldn't be defense. It would be lurk. And press continue, and then it would actually take you to this. I could put it to send for approval. Nobody is going to approve this because it's not pre-approved. This is from my own personal word I'm looking for. This is from my own personal thing. Personal use. I'm making it for my own game. It's not part of the creator fund on the creator but yeah. Will they be updating the animated screen so when you align the objects it's easier like in Magical Voxel? So I don't know. I do know though that I will be working closely to the person that's doing the updates, so when the updates are coming out, I will have videos ready for you guys. I will probably also do some special sort of lives to talk about the updates and what's been implemented and things like that. So that will be happening. I did get a message the other day that there's been a delay to some of the updates, so don't expect any updates this month. But yes, so with the Creator Fund, I might as well just explain the Creator Fund because so many people get confused, and I've said it so many times. I have a video ready to do for this about the Creator Fund. Will I try buy land? Yes, I will be trying to buy land. Pretty much with the Creator Fund. You need to, within the Creator Fund, you make assets for every month. There is a new theme. You get paid on like a freelance basis for creating assets. Payment varies depending on numerous factors, so I can't give you an exact amount of how much you get paid. You get paid per asset. You still own those assets as well, so when you can mint them and put them up for sale, you still earn the sand from putting them up for sale. But they need to be under a certain theme, using a certain palette, to a certain standard of style within the sandbox theme. And then there's a whole approval process that happens. They look at them, they give you feedback. If it's all okay, they say, hey, this is approved, and you go and upload that. Uploading is just having it approved. So much like if we go to the market, we can see right here, these ones that don't have sands, just NFT entities. These are all approved. They're not up for sale, they're approved. Right now, there's no way to buy gems and catalysts, so any that are up for sale, it's been done manually. So they've manually been given those to then put up for sale. Out of all of the assets made by all of the creators within the Creator Fund, only a very, very small select amount of people get chosen to have theirs as minted and put up for sale. It's a very, very small proportion of assets that happens to. If edited and locked, can this one be used as your pet? No. Medium, no. No, when will the Creator Fund open again for registration? The Creator Fund applications are currently closed, and announcements regarding the Creator Fund will be made hopefully soon. But that is all I can tell you. I said an announcement will be made soon. Don't be going like, oh yeah, the creative, like an announcement. I don't know what the announcement is, but I know an announcement regarding the Creative Fund will be soon. Right. So your rope. Your rope. Now, I've got a feeling there's probably going to be a few things with your rope, and I'm going to try and get something that I've animated recently to help you. What's had animation gargoyle? Okay. So, with your rope, you said you've got it all correct. It looks all right. So the rope you've made, it looks fine. You've got it rigged up lovely. And when you, sorry. And does the animation look good in Voxedit? Like when you play the animation in Voxedit, does it look good? Does it look correct? Yes. Okay. Is it in the game maker that it goes weird? Is your animation going all over the place in the game maker? Alright, I'll wait for your reply. Still waiting for your reply. It's gone silent. I really need to know, is it just in the game maker that your animation looks weird? Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to help you. Okay, let's just assume. Let's just assume that your animation is fine in Voxedit. Oh, the rope is rigged, but when I try to create an animation using keyframe, each part moves uncontrollably. Okay, so you've rigged it up. Okay. Don't know how you've made it, but let's just... What can I create real quick? I'm meant to be finished. I'm gonna have to go over. Right, so straight away, the first thing you need to do off of your route, if you haven't already, is do a control node. Always do a control node. Straight away, that should be what you're doing. New rope 1 and brown. Literally don't know what your rope looks like, so this is going to be quite hard for me to create something. Pivot. The pivot is going to be very, very important. And put it at the top. And then from here, child node, rope. And I would say probably you're going to... You're going to want all the pieces of rope to move together. Have no idea how you've done this, or you're doing a figure of 8, you said. Rope 2. This is gonna look very, very rough. I move that. Three. Drag. 2. Up here. And just kind of hit you. Place. So what you mostly want to do is they need to all be connected to each other. See how this rope, if I move this one, they all move with it. See how they're all moving? I am assuming you want your rope to all move together. I know this is not a good rope, but I'm hoping this might be the issue you've done. The rope is rigged when I create an animation using keyframe. So the reason it would move uncontrollably is if each one is separate. So I've got my control node, so I can reposition where I want the entire thing. That's why you have the control node, so you can reposition everything. You can move it all at once. Then I've got the main rope. This is going to be the one where it's mostly going to be rotating and moving from. Then everything after that should be a child node from it. Now, without sort of actually having a proper think about this and getting it correct, this is just how I'm doing it. Now, you could kind of think you're just trying to make it so is the rope swinging. I've got an idea like figure 8 rope image images. So in my mind, you've got like this where you've got a loop and then you've got it like curled over, and you're just going to want, I'm assuming you're going to want the big loop at the top and then the rest of it sort of swinging below, in which case I would make the loop at the top one model with the pivot at the very top portion, and then the rest of it as a separate model connected to that could move. And maybe if you're having like the bottom bits where I can send you, maybe you'll get on better. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, on my YouTube. So you can send it to, I won't have time to do it right now, but I can make that the thing for next Thursday morning. But you can send it to pandapopscrypto@gmail.com and title it like rope. I'll just put it in the chat. Just make sure you title it like rope or something like that so I can see it. Also, you would have to send the entire folder. If you just send the VXR, I won't see all the models and everything. So zip up the entire folder and send that to me, and then I could do it on stream if you like on next Thursday. Water swimmable at some point? Well, I don't know exactly, but there is. It would be in delete. I know. Here we go. So this guy right here, they've got, this is why they've got so many more new animations if you haven't noticed, but one of them is swim. One of the NPC animation is swim and just like swim idle, so they're floating. So who knows? Perhaps. But the main topic of this... Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention as well. This is why I asked whether it looked fine in Voxedit, but looked weird in Game Maker. Because you need to end your keyframes all at the same point. So you see this animation, his wings move, his eyes turn on. If I get a bit closer, his eyes turn on. His eyes are on, they turn off, then turn back on. So everything needs to end at the same keyframe, regardless of if they have animation or not. All you need to do is you'll just slide this to where the very end of the animation is and press the little diamond shape. If you've got, so this one, blink, this one, there's no actual movement, it's just a different static. So it's closed, and it needs to be one keyframe. You need one keyframe for that, otherwise it ends up being broken in the game. Yes, in the future, absolutely everybody will be able to upload to the marketplace. Currently, that feature is only available for people within the Creative End. My spaceship? I've not done a spaceship. I didn't make a spaceship. Are you on about the spaceship on the marketplace? That's not mine. That's on the marketplace. These are not mine. They're made by like a big company, I think. Yeah, Meta Labs. Meta Labs made these. Oh, when will everybody? Not will everybody. When? I have no idea. There's been... So, they never set dates for that, because one, it's not going to be, like, just around the corner. It will be in the future, but it's not like, you know, it's not going to happen next week. But the reason that we don't have dates or say dates or suggested dates is because there can be things that end up, you know, pushing back when things might happen. So it's better to... Interesting smooth curve. You can definitely get some good curvage on stuff like it with using Voxedit, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's particularly smooth. Just how it's been positioned. Lots of flat pieces for that one. Yeah, that one's not good. But high detailed, absolutely stunning. This would be very, very large of an asset for sure. But yeah, so who knows? Anyway, I need to... Oh, that's my restream. I was like, why am I watching myself? I need to quickly go over the main points. So, the main topic of today's video was collisions and how to avoid them in the Game Maker. Collisions is where, you know, if an avatar jumps on top of something, they can't get near it because there's a bounding box around it. Whenever you open up the modeler, the little area that you're working in, that's your collision box, your bounding box, collision box. When you do trim volume, that it trims from largest to largest point. So when we first made the chair, because I made the entire chair as one asset, and then we broke that down. So the first thing we did was, from our root, we did a control node. Always do a control node. Literally the only time you don't need to do a control node is if you are, for whatever reason, just placing one model in there, in which case it's root and then, you know, column. But control node, then we had, coming off of the control node, we had chair, and then we had the chair have its own children nodes, which is the back of the chair and the sides. What we did was look at what was causing collision issues, and we broke that down. So we made a clone of the main chair, and then we cut each section out for that. Too symmetric though? What, for the spaceship? I would quite like my spaceships to be quite symmetrical. Maxi Mac, hey! Morning to you, or happy time zone, wherever anybody else is. Yeah, we're coming up to finishing. I've overrun again, so I will be cutting a few minutes off of the evening show. Well, unless we get carried away like we all do. But yeah, so we broke it down. We did clones, and then we moved each clone to their area. We went in, we cut the rest of it out, we trimmed the volume. We did not move the pivot though. If we moved the pivot, we would have then had to rearrange where it was placed. Yeah, that's that. And if you wanted to just see that whole process again, if you've just tuned in, then just watch the replay, go back. We are finishing up now. I hope you appreciated this one. Next week, I think we'll do a quick look at the rope that's being sent to me on how to animate that. But is there anything else people want to know about? I've done how to unlock a template. We've just done collisions. Yeah, is there anything that people kind of want to be covered in the next one? You missed it. Yeah, the Thursday mornings are just usually roughly 1 hour where it's more just tutorial based. and a little bit more informative. The evening one will still be happening, so where we'll just be making a ton of assets for our game. Also, I forgot where I saved the bard, so I'm gonna have to watch my replay to see where I actually saved him. I have no idea. I thought he would have been saved in Tavern Peeps, but I can't see Bard up here at all. So I do not know where he got saved. Not a clue where this Bard is. Maybe he's not in delete. No idea where he is. You don't have a Bard folder? I did. I would have thought I put him in Tavern People. So Tavern People are just the people, like, because he'll be around the tavern. Yeah, so I don't know. Did I start a Dragonborn? Oh, I did! I forgot I did that! He's not even in my game! I made a Dragonborn. Totally forgot about that. That's awesome, thank you. 100% forgot I created this guy. I knew I wanted to. I didn't think I even completed him. I might give him some hair. But yeah, I don't know where he is. So I thought maybe I've accidentally put him in here. Did I put him in here? I can't see. Can't see him in the goblin area. I don't know where he's gone. Like, at all. Nope. Not a clue. Yeah, I mean, he was made from the large human, so it was. I didn't actually do that much to him. So he's made from I think the large human. Oh, giant! He's made from a giant human. He's gonna be big. So yeah, the fingers and everything that were there. I did additions to the feet, like the claws there and the little back of his foot. Oh yeah, I could do that. So the rain effects would either that's like an upcoming feature, or they've just done an asset that looks like it's raining, so it'll be like a couple of voxels, and they would have turned collisions off. Providing you named him, of course. He would have just been called Bard. We didn't settle on a name before I opened him up. But yeah, we'll find him. Open file. He'll be somewhere. He can't be in delete. I was worried I put him over here, but no. Frog. Got these ones. Frog is just the GTLFs. By accident. Nope. My actual one. Did he accidentally go in this one? Nope. Nope, not a clue. Nope. Yeah, he's not accidentally ended up in my assignments. Yeah, he'll be somewhere. He's gotta be. Check the recycling bin just in case. I clean out my recycling bin like every other. And I'm pretty sure I did it yesterday. But yeah, we got to finish up, and I got another screen ready for finishing. There we go. We're on this screen now. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back 7 p.m. UTC this evening. It's going to be less tutorial based. Obviously, I will explain how things are done. A little bit more chilled and all of that. Hopefully, anybody that wants to get land, good luck to you guys. Wish me good luck as well, because I want to grab a little bit. I'd modified a rig of one of the templates. For example, use the rig and animation for a medium human to create a large human. I mean, yes, but like, why would you want to use the medium human to create the large human instead of just using the large human? But yes, I've done it so like I've added extra muscles and a little bit more height to some of the medium humans, with stuff like that. So yes, but if you literally just want to take the medium human and turn it into a large human, seems a little bit pointless when the large human's there. And if you want to know how to unlock the templates, go over to my YouTube. I've got a video on how to unlock them. Super, super simple. That are more animations from medium humans. Oh! Eh. Then yeah, you could. But it would be... Well, in that case, unlock... Oh, I'll show you real quickly. Look at you guys. So, in that case, what I would do is go to template, open up the large human, name it like large 1, and then get your medium human, name it whatever you want to name it, do the whole unlocking process, go to the animator, do the whole unlocking process, and then go to your library, because you've unlocked it, go to your, in fact, wouldn't even need to yeah, go to your library, you can still import even if it's locked, but sorry, I was just thinking. And import, find the large human, fill up your library with the large human pieces, and drag them over. So I could import over this head. Oh, head already exists. You need to rename them. Import this head, and move it over to the head. So now we have the large human head. The only issue is, obviously, the height and stuff. You'll have to readdress, like, the height and things. Yeah, that's how you did it for your Funky. I did see that. It looked really good. Your Phoenix Donkey. But, yeah, the only issue is you would have to move all of this. The only way to do it so you don't have to play about with a whole bunch of bits and pieces is going into the model view and moving the pivot. So you would move everything up and down. So you've moved the head up, you would then have to go to the chest and get hold of the pivot there and move that head, and you would just do that. And then that way, all you're doing is moving the pivot inside that, so all the animations actually still stay, you know, where they're meant to be. Oh, deer body, but for deer doesn't work. For deer, deer. Oh, for deer. I mean, you take the antlers off and it is pretty much anyway. But yeah, so that's how you would do that. Just go to the pen tool over here and move the pivot, and then realign everything like that. That looks funny. Of course it looks funny. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Looks a little bit scary. Could make some weird looking people. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Anyway, we are finishing. We are. Oh, wait, no, I took my face off. There we go. Right. Now we're finishing. Really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you know, need to look back on exactly how to do chair, obviously go to the beginning of the stream and double check how to do collisions. I tried to explain it as slowly as I could. Maybe I need to slow down how much detail I'm going into and stuff like that, so we'll work on that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I will be back this evening at 7 p.m. UTC. Tune in for them for a bunch of Voxedit makingness. And as always, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the metaverse. Goodbye!